In Revelation 2 and 3, we see the letters to the seven churches, letters written by John under inspiration of Jesus, who actually speaks in the first person to those churches. And he has good news and bad news for each of them, things he's happy about, things he's not. Those letters have been interpreted a lot of ways over the years. Some have said, well, they're letters just to the seven literal churches in Asia Minor in 33, well, actually 95 or so AD. And others have said, no. These are eras of church history from 95 AD to today. And they describe, different traits of the church during those seasons over the centuries. Some say, oh, no, these are traits of different groups of churches, denominations, or individual churches today. But here's the question. Is it possible that the traits, both good and bad traits, of those seven churches are issues that every Christian needs to face? Potential problems that every Christian could experience? Attitudes, mindsets, strengths, and weaknesses that we might go through and exemplify? And shouldn't we evaluate and be self-aware enough to evaluate those and continue to grow as Jesus commands in each of those seven cases? I think yes. I think it's worth evaluating those churches, not just as groups of people or eras of history or ancient churches in history, but rather things that we might struggle with, whether it's being Laodicean, lukewarm, like that church, or needing to recapture our first love, or understanding that we're standing before an open door that no man can shut, that Jesus has laid open for us, and we need to step in instead of just sitting back and watching. Yeah, I think it's worth considering. I think it's worth praying through. I think it's worth teaching about our reflection of the traits of the seven churches, and our need to either embrace some of them or toss some of them out. I'm Pastor Joel. Thanks for joining me on Ministry Minute.